Hot damn wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You're in the building with the life game Avengers of current culture. Is me. It's that living legend over there, Larry. My brother, how you feeling tonight?
I am doing the damn thing, man. Just ready to get it in. Let's talk about this power.
Let's talk about it. Let me shout out Sharif Page. Let me shout out Be More Careful 95, big homie, always sending me good comments and helping the channel out. And I want to shout out everybody else that's going to join in. We're supposed to have special guest Muchella, but I told her I'm not letting her get up in this thing if she come up here talking about lock and keys. You know what I'm saying? I banned Muchella if she come in here talking about some lock and some daggone keys now. So Muchella, when you get in here, don't you let Larry walk you into a corner that your feet can't get you out of. Don't
Moochie,
come in here.
I got you.
Oh my God.
I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Here we go, man. Here we go.
And on this lock right here, your finger is the key.
Damn it.
Just like Professor Megram likes it.
You see, and y'all all the time think that I'm the one that's nasty. You heard Larry talking about you can use the finger and the lock to dub. Let's see, it's really him. It ain't me. But ladies and gentlemen, oh my, see, spill
there we go.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh my Lord. What's up, Olympia? What's up, my folks? TRE to the SSA. How you doing in the building? And let us go ahead and get started because y'all know we take y'all's questions, we take y'all's comments, and it could be a long night. But first, we got some house cleaning we need to do. I want to shout out my man, Howard McQuarters. Okay. Now, for those of you that don't know or you're new to my channel, you guys know that I've made my money in real estate, business, and the stock market. I sent this email to my man, Howard McQuarters, November 22nd, where I told him at the very bottom, you say Hennessy Capital is a good buy and hold opportunity. HCAC. So Howard McQuarters, in only Howard McQuarters fashion, tipped the brother because this is what his account looked like today. He bought that position at $11 when I sent him the email, and today the joint jumped up to $17.25, and he is chilling like a fat cat. And I just wanted to shout out my man Howard McQuarters, bro, because he emails me. We go back and forth on Instagram, and he always wants to know what I'm doing week to week when I don't get a chance to tell you guys. So I wanted to shout out my man Howard McQuarters to start this thing out. But before we get into power, ladies and gentlemen, there was some breaking news this weekend. Breaking news that I'm sure Larry missed. You ready for this, Larry?
Yeah, man.
I told Larry that this is going to be a machination of white privilege meets cooning that makes a profit. This is what I'm talking about. Floyd Money Mayweather is going to have an exhibition match with Logan Paul on February the 20th. Now, Larry, I want to know, are you going to watch this thing? Now, I can go ahead and tell you this, Larry. This is probably going to be a racist shindig because I believe that Logan Paul, to sell tickets, is going to hire this cunt right here to be his trainer to bring hype to the fight. What do you think about Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul in an exhibition match?
I mean, it's going to be a mess. It's just going to be a mess. I'll be honest with you though, man. If Mayweather fights him, I hope he doesn't do him like he did with McGregor and play with him for 10 rounds before he finally puts him out of his misery. I hope he goes in there and beats dude up right away and then stands over his knocked out body and says, anybody else out there thinking they can come and be a professional fighter needs to think again. You know?
Man, now here's the thing. Ladies and gentlemen. Let me clear this screen. Ladies and gentlemen. Look who is joining the crew.
Anybody else out there thinking they can come and
Moochie. Hey.
You know?
What's up, guys?
All right, Mooch. I done told them. I done told everybody. If you start that stuff,
What do
I got you.
if you start that stuff,
I got you, Mooch.
Mooch, don't do it.
Look, I'm gonna ask the people.
Oh God,
Who
no!
you lock up if you think meth's gonna smash?
Oh my God! Oh my God! Here we go. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Wait, do I see it?
Golly, y'all don't mess around with the Mooch. She is up here causing trouble. She wants to get kicked out of this live
Can I
stream.
get a key lock emoji?
No, oh my Lord.
Is the professor and meth gonna smash?
No, they're not gonna smash because in that trailer review I did today, it looks like the professor ass is pregnant.
Wait,
Really?
Yes, man.
Oh,
so now it's
maybe
really
big
locked
cameras
in.
are strong.
Oh my God. See, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got for y'all. Just want to see what y'all thought about. Well, let me ask the Mooch too before we get into it. So, Mooch, what you think about this fight right here? Floyd Mayweather.
Well, this
versus...
one fight Floyd might not run from. You know how he usually be running around the ring, dodging everything.
Hey,
Am I right or wrong?
No, I agree with that. But if that helps you win,
he might actually knock him out.
I don't know now. I mean, look, since this is an exhibition, it's not really
an exhibition. He can't hit him. No headshots, right?
No, they can have
headshots.
Yeah, but if there's blood, the match is supposed to be stopped. That type of thing. But he's
Nate
only
Robinson is different. That's my brother.
Oh, okay. So
Nate Robinson wasn't prepared.
Tell your brother if he wants to talk, he needs to get on camera.
Yeah, because we know Mooch brother be cooking up them meals and stuff. Shoot, I smell the food all the way down here.
You know, we might have to take some of this stock market money and open a food truck.
That's right, and ride it from North Carolina to New York. Where they at? All day.
I'm with that.
Hey, all right, people, let's get into it. So it's all about power, first subject. And just to give you all context, take a look at this. This is an excerpt from what happened in this weekend's episode of Power.
We got to get the right jury to put Tariq St. Patrick away. Exactly. I abhor the violence that comes along with this scourge in our neighborhood.
I don't need to explain to you what I do or why I do it. Not to you, not to any fucking body.
Even wait till Tariq so we can do what? Settle some fucking white folks? We got queens on lock. What do we need them for?
Well, Moochie, I
Kick deserved it.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm a duck.
Everybody that got beat up deserved it.
Oh, so what you're saying is you saying that Braden's brother deserved the ass whipping.
Yes.
Okay.
And
you also saying that Drew deserved the ass whipping.
No, not Drew. Kane.
No, Drew got an ass whipping. You saw what homeboy from Down Under with the Chocolate Thunder did to him in that shower. He gave him.
I don't know about all of that.
Oh God! Here you go, man. Here you go.
I don't know nothing about his hind parts in the shower and all of that.
You said everybody that got an ass whipping.
Well, you said you took my words literally.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I do. Okay, and then we'll talk about Kane. So Kane deserved his butt whipping too.
Yes, you did. I was like, good for him.
Oh,
he got served up, and his dad rolled in and said, "Don't you ever put your hands on my wife."
Yeah.
Oh, wow, man. And
I mean, he took it like a G though, but he deserved it.
I mean, how can you not take a butt whipping like that, unlike a G? What you gonna do? I mean,
it wasn't like he was crying, but he took it like a G.
Hey, I mean, would you blame him if he got down there and cried? Did you see the Kool-Aid coming out of his mouth?
There was, man. That was some straight cherry flavor right there,
bruh. And they talk about black people
too.
Yeah, hey, he got him good. So now the question I pose to Larry: what are going to be the repercussions from Kane being upset with his mama, going running and telling daddy, and then daddy basically whipping his ass. What are going to be the ramifications for Kane?
Kane's gonna be out. Kane's gonna be out. He's not like he's just gonna go home and be like, I'm gone, I'm packing my bags. But Kane emotionally, when he looked at his dad right in that moment, he emotionally checked out. And part of that was because he didn't mean to hit his mom. When his mom came up on him, that was just a reaction. That's one of them dudes that fights. He's a street fighter. Someone came up on him, and his reaction was bile just to hit whoever was behind him, and that just happened to be his mom in that moment. Because you can see when he did that, everything stopped. It wasn't this like, I meant to do this, and I'm going to keep going at it. It was everything stopped, and then when he reached out for her to try and help her up, she smacked his hand away, which I think at that moment he understood. But then I guess when he realized she called his dad because he got his dad basically had him beat up, I think at that point he realized, all right, I'm out. There's no place for me right here, right now.
I think he's gonna get at Tariq though, because of it.
You think when you say get at Tariq,
I think they remember they showed a clip where Tariq was like on the ground getting beat, like I think he's gonna be the one that attacks Tariq.
Okay.
Maybe.
Now, yeah, he might be the one. Now can we
talk about Braden and Trace though?
I was about to get on Braden right now, but I want to just go ahead and go into the meat and taters of Braden. Moochie, you live in New York.
Yeah.
You know the people in New York.
That was Queens. It depends on what part of Queens.
Tell me
that's where they supposed to be.
Tell me just how unrealistic it would have been for a white boy to run up on some dudes and lure them with a blunt into basically buying drugs from this dude on the spot.
They would have thought he was a cop.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the part I was like, all right, he did. It was unbelievable. Some other people were saying that. Like I was reading stuff online, like when you did your post last night.
Yeah.
They were saying that part was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And it's stereotyping at its worst. Larry, what did you think about that part?
I don't know, man. It seemed a little ridiculous. And I mean, I was thinking they probably would have thought that Trace was a cop too, except for the fact that he was acting all scary.
Yeah.
But just the way that Braden rolled up on those dudes with all that confidence and it did, they did think he was a cop though. He was like, they thought he was a cop. I think maybe it was just because he was willing to smoke a blunt with them. As far as I know, UCs aren't supposed to use drugs, even though they say they're allowed to if their life is at risk. Like if they have to do it, they can do it, but they're not supposed to just do it. And so, but I've never been a UC. I've only known one or two of them, so I'm sure they never told me everything that's gone down. So
I know a few of them, and I know two situations. One, and I'm not saying I've dibber-dabbled in this, but if you are a John trying to get yourself a hooker for the night, you're supposed to ask the person, are they a cop? And they're supposed to tell you the truth. I can tell you that shit is a lie. And I know one who it was in this similar situation, but they was investigating. They was doing more than, and they did do a little bit of said drug to ingratiate themselves with the people that was trying to investigate. So so there are situations where it could happen, but it was just unbelievable to me that they would buy in that quickly. Come on, it was just unbelievable.
The thing that I loved about that whole
they had to speed up the process.
Right.
The thing I loved about that whole scene,
he smoked with them where he could be more believable, and he did have his story. Like, look, they dropped me off. I don't have no phone, this and that. I'm just waiting for my peoples to come back. But he did a good job at what he did, and he liked it. He got a real rush from it.
He did.
He got a real rush from it. It turned to one where he like, I want to do that again.
You heard Tariq real quick saying, "You're never doing that again."
Right.
You know,
Right.
Tariq knows. He was like, "Nah, son, we're not street. We're not street dealers. You know, that's not our bit." But I think what we're seeing is the same dynamic that we saw with Ghost and Tommy. Tommy loves that street life. He loves it. He never wanted to let it go.
Yep.
Even when Ghost had set everything up for the two of them to go legit, Tommy was like, "Nah, I don't want to go legit. I love this stuff." And
well,
I think Braden's going down that same route. He got a little taste of it. He's going to want more of it.
It was a Caden moment too with Kane, how he put them out there.
Yeah, because it was funny for Kane.
He was laughing too.
He was, but I think Kane got a newfound respect for Braden throughout.
I think Drake has a newfound respect for Braden. It's a fearful respect, but it's definitely respect. Because when they started that whole scene off, it started off with that whole segment. It started off with Braden getting on the bottom with Trace beating up his little brother, and it ended with Braden telling his older brother, "Shut the fuck up. We're gonna do this. Stop being a bitch," basically, and was telling his brother, "Look, you don't know what you're involved in. You may think you know me. You don't really know me, and you definitely don't know this game." Trace was shook, and I think he's looking at Braden in a whole different light now.
All right, so now we got to talk about your boy.
Which one?
Yeah. Courtney Kemp's boyfriend, or somebody told me they done split up. But damn it, she still done wrote him into the story, so I'm assuming they still together.
I think she probably don't want everybody to know that.
Right. Are they going to do anything with this character, Moochie? Do you think that he's going to have more of a legacy? Is he going to team up with Kane? Is he going to try to go start his own thing? What do you think they're going to do with 2-Bit?
I think he's going to segue into Tommy's thing.
Okay.
Remember, they talked before he's the one that told him about Spank.
Yeah.
So they talked before that. So now he's gonna call Tommy and be like, "Look, they talking about you in this trial."
Damn. Yeah. So Larry, do you think that's how they're gonna segue to Tommy coming back this season? Maybe he come back to scoop up 2-Bit, and that be it. We see the Mustang coming down the highway, and we see 2-Bit and Tommy in it together.
We could, or what they could do.
Oh God, here we go.
I'll tell you what would even be even dope. That would be even better. It would just be straight fire.
Here we go.
We don't even see Tommy barely this season. Like, we don't need to see Tommy at all for real, except for like one small snippet. And it could be something where 2-Bit gets out. He's out. He's doing some dirt. Maybe he's on the run from somebody else, maybe from Kanan then, or he's on the run from the cops. He turns and rolls around the corner, and the Mustang just pulls up, and the door opens up, and he says, "Get in." And the camera pans down. It's Tommy. Boom. The two are off into the sunset. That would be a dope ending to the season, and a great segue into Tommy's joint, because now Tommy's going back to New York. Back to California. He's got his right-hand man with him. And when you're starting off new in a new city, you're going to need that muscle. And 2-Bit is nothing but pure muscle in that sense.
So who's going to be the brains of that organization? I have to ask these tough questions. Tommy and 2-Bit, who's the brains of the organization?
Well, Tommy's not dumb. Tommy's a smart dude. He's just quick-tempered. He's just quick-tempered. I think Tommy might move into that role that Ghost played if he's responsible of tampering down somebody else's impulses, much the way that Ghost had to tamp down Tommy's impulses. If Tommy's responsible to tamp down 2-Bit's impulses, I think he might become that more mature leader that Ghost was.
Okay. All right.
We're seeing the same dynamic with Tariq. We have Tariq that's constantly having to slow down, Braden.
Well, we'll see about that. Here's something that I want to shout out my homegirl, Pairweight Sharonda. Here's a character that she is sick to death of. And I want to get y'all's opinion on what they're going to do with this character. My girl, Pairweight Sharonda, is sick to death of Riley. She can't stand Riley. I'm telling Riley is the new Holly, and she cannot stand her. How many seasons are they going to let this girl and Braden have their love life before they give her the 86?
Oh, I think she's done. I think she's done this season.
Me too.
What?
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna last that long.
No way. No way. She's definitely getting out of this season. I mean, there's so much story you can write with her being halfway in love and then still trying to get information on Tariq. No way they get rid of her this season. But y'all go ahead.
I think they're going to discover. I think Tariq's already suspicious of her. She's always around. She's always snooping around. And I think he only hasn't really gone for, like really came for, because Braden's with her. But I think what's going to happen is she's going to get caught straight up in their business. And then he's going to have to step to Braden and be like, yo, this is what's what. Or he's going to set a trap for her. Maybe he sets up his cell phone or something and films her, snooping. And then Braden's going to have to go ahead. And I think he might actually pop his cherry on her and take her out, because she's gone. She's not. I mean, when they did the whole thing with Holly and they had Holly, Holly worked for I totally forgot that Holly worked at
She's working at the club.
So she was there for a few seasons working at Truth with that build up getting her there.
Exactly.
But they don't need that, because they jumped straight with Holly. They jumped straight in with Riley being with Braden. So they skipped all the build up with her, which means they can just go ahead and take her out when they're ready.
Well, but even with what you just said, she's tied to two major characters. She's tied to Braden, and she's also tied to Nancy. And there's so much stuff you can do with that tie-in. I just don't see them killing her right now. They're going to kill her. I mean, everybody, you can have Ray Charles glasses on, and you can see that coming a mile away. They're going to kill her.
But think of it like this with this whole thing between Nancy and Tariq. He wants Tariq, but I don't feel like it's like gut personal. It's not like in the gut personal. If his niece ends up getting killed as a consequence of working with this, not only is he gonna feel terrible because he got her involved with all this, but he's also gonna be pissed off that she died as a result of dealing with Tariq, and it's gonna be extraordinarily personal at that point. And I think he'll take the gloves off, whether he's working, with the AG's office or wherever. I think he'll go really come for Tariq hard. And at the same time, if they have Braden kill Riley, it takes him out of that, oh, he's this rich white kid that's protected from everything, and moves him more into, oh, this dude really is a gangster. Whether he was born into privilege and wealth and everything else, he's just a straight up thug now. He's just a gangster who's killing people and selling drugs.
Well, he ain't got to kill Riley to do that. He can kill his brother to make that statement. There's a lot of people.
One of those two is going to die.
Yeah, he's not killing his brother. He's not killing his brother. We saw the affection he had for his brother when he was in there, and he even got what's his name's Kane's respect, because the dudes were about to hem him up, and he stopped him. He was like, "Nah, man, that's my brother. No one gets to beat my brother but me." And dude was like, "I can respect that." And he still held him there for a few minutes, so he took a few licks, and then he let him go. But I don't think that he's gonna let anybody touch his brother. I think the only time that something may come down between Tariq and Braden might be if Tariq goes for Braden. If Tariq goes for Chase. If for some reason Trace gets in, says, "Oh, this is crazy. You guys can't do this," and he tries to go and rat him out or threatens or something like that, I can see there being a problem between Tariq and Braden if Tariq is like, "Yo, your brother's got to go," or threatens his brother or something to that effect. But Riley, nah, son, I think he'll take Riley out.
Braden gonna have two bodies. It's gonna be his brother, and it's gonna be Riley, and it ain't gonna be this season.
That was my prediction too. I said he's gonna kill somebody.
Yep, he's definitely. Now let's talk about old Alfonso Riviera, Lauren's boyfriend. I told y'all when we first seen his ass, he's gonna die. They building.
You think he's gonna die?
He's Larry. He's gonna die. He's okay. Let's say he doesn't die. He's gonna be collateral damage somehow, some way. He's getting on Tariq nerves. He keep popping up, and it seems like Tariq likes Lauren way more than he liked Diana. And
Diana's all butthurt and thirsty, man. She's
hey, man. Hey.
Larry!
If she's so thirsty, Larry, just give her a cup.
Did you see how thirsty she was at that dorm door? Who do you have in there? Oh, that's what you're about. Oh, you got some. What is it? That Lauren chick? She was thirsty as a man in the Sahara Desert. She was thirsty.
Well, then Tariq need to give her a damn cup. We already done helped him come up with the Reek Bop. Now he need to come up with the Reek cup and give that girl a drink. Her thirsty ass. She thirsty, but so is her brother. Now Muchella, do you believe that there's a possible chance that Everett could become collateral damage, Drew's boyfriend?
Maybe. It's a possibility, especially if he becomes a threat to Zeke with the basketball. He might see something where he might end up. If he becomes a threat like that, then yeah. And the mother's already mad that he's going up there all the time.
Yeah, the mother mad that both of them hanging up at college. They trying to get them an honorary degree. She mad as hell with them both. She don't know what to do. She losing her kids. She losing one to the streets because she's bringing in a foreigner, and then she's losing the other two to the same foreigner because he's at college. She's getting twisted. Monet is getting twisted, which careens me to Lorenzo. If Lorenzo is running the streets, he's got the cops on his side. He's got people in the street on his side. Larry, how do you contend with someone who's in jail and has that much authority?
Kill him.
Damn.
I mean, that's the easiest way.
Damn.
I mean, she's not going to kill him.
Nah, but those guards are cheap. You just have to be willing to make that investment. I mean, if somebody's paying these guards, I don't know how much they're paying them, but I mean,
he must be taking care of them real good, though. Look at what they did.
I got you, but I'm just saying it just needs to be one of those. You just have to pay them enough to make it worth it.
Now, could you all see a situation where it becomes Tasha versus Lorenzo? And
it's definitely leading up to that. They've been hinting at that where she was on the phone call saying, if you hurt mine, I will find a way to hurt yours. They've been definitely leading up to that. And I think it's going to be one of those things where, you know, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but I think that Tasha's going to be the one that's going to be moving stuff inside. The more that I've seen the way they're playing this, I was convinced that she was getting out this season, and I'm not so sure. I think they might have her become sort of like a queen pin inside.
Okay. So I was going to ask that. Moochie, do you think Tasha is getting out this season, or are they going to drag it out the next season?
I don't know, because it seemed like the way Meth is, I don't think he's playing. He's not playing a game with Sax.
Right.
I think he's going to throw Sax under the bus, and I think she's going to get out of jail.
Now, when they was
that's what I want.
When they was trying to pick the jury, that judge knew something was going on. That judge had that look in her eye like, nah, children. My children don't normally act like this. And y'all is acting very quiet when you should be making noise. And the deal that they got is for Tasha to walk so that Sats can put the cuffs directly on Tariq. I just don't see that happening. Even though I want Tasha out of jail, I don't see them letting her out this season. I just don't see that happening. I see some kind of double cross, somebody triple crossing. I don't see Tasha getting out. Now, if Tasha does get out, Larry, what does that mean for Tariq?
Well, see, that's the tricky part, right? Because if Tasha gets out, I don't think she can jump right back in the game because they're gonna have so many eyes on her. Like she might be tempted to jump right back in the game because she's gonna probably need money, but she's not gonna be able to just. I mean, they're gonna have too many eyes on her. She's gonna be too hot. Like if I'm Tariq, I wouldn't even want to be around her that much. She's gonna be too hot, you know. But I don't know. We'll see, man. That's gonna be tricky. I mean, the more that I look at this thing, though, I don't think they're letting her out this season. I think they're playing her up to be something inside the jails.
Man, y'all stupid. Somebody in the comment section reminded me. Did y'all hear when Riley said Uncle Nancy has a blow-up doll that was given to him by her mama?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Somebody in the comment section gonna say to me, "What's wrong with having a blow-up doll?" Well, nothing if you like to beat your meat like that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. but for your niece to know that you got that blow-up doll, that's where the problem comes in. You don't want her knowing your personal business like that. Oh my goodness, Lord have
But
mercy.
you know how that family is. They probably gave that to him at like a big family dinner as a prank gift, so everybody in the family knows.
Yeah, but how the hell
careful.
does Riley know that he's actually using it?
Well, I don't know if she knows he's using it. She probably goes over to his house and probably seen it in his closet or something. As much as she snoops around, she was probably digging all up in his personal business.
Well, that's exactly how she knows he's using it. She went to his house and found the blow-up doll and the residue in the closet.
Yeah, but what was she doing? That's the question that he needs to ask. What were you doing touching the doll to find the residue? I mean, because the residue's not going to be, I mean, you have to dig inside that damn thing to feel the residue. And what were you doing up in there? Digging in somebody's used sex doll.
Boy, yeah. See, y'all wrong the way y'all be going with these conversations. Y'all talk about Cooper Saxon like a puppy, get on everything and hump. That's the only way he get his rocks on.
Yeah, somebody said it's not a blow-up doll. She said it's a real-life sex doll. They don't make the blow-up dolls aren't the thing anymore. From what I know, they said they make those silicone dolls that look like real people now. So,
but 703 said the blow-up doll's name is Rebecca.
Oh my Lord. Oh goodness.
Rebecca's her first name. Karen is her middle name. You know Oh my goodness. Somebody in the comment section said Lorenzo looks like a Hispanic Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
What's her name? I think it's Viola McGowan says, how do you know that, Larry? When I was talking about the sex dolls, I'll tell you how I know. Because people used to buy, I used to live in LA. People used to buy those sex dolls and they would put them in the front seats of their cars and seatbelt them in so they can drive in the HOV lanes.
They do that here. They do that here with people getting caught like that.
And that was a big thing. People, there was a big thing asking, why are so many people buying sex dolls? And it turns out they weren't buying them for sex. They were buying them and seatbelting them into the cars.
Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy. Well, let's finish up on Power with, I want to hear both of you guys' expectations. And Moochie, I'll go with you first. What do you expect to see in next week's episode?
Next week's episode, they already going to be looking for Kane. I don't think he's going to come home.
Right.
He's going to be gone. And I think I'm thinking he might end up going up to that. He's not going to go up to that school, but he's going to catch Tariq somewhere.
So Moochie,
no for Tariq.
So Moochie is in the tank that Kane ain't coming home, and he's going to go after Tariq. Larry, what say you, my brother?
I think Two-Bit's going to roll up on that campus looking for Tariq. And while he's wandering around, Professor Megram's going to say, oh, excuse me, young man, can I help you find something? And he's going to say, sure. He's going to unlock a lock on a door or lock a key. And the next thing you know, bam, panties drop. Professor Megram and Two-Bit get it in right there on campus. And then as he leaves, he walks out the door and sees Tariq coming out of Professor, what's his name's office, Professor Stillapaper. And now he's going to be up there and be like, just who I was looking for. And then what's his name? Is his name Jamal? he's gonna look at Professor Megram like, what were you doing again? And Tariq's gonna walk off with 2-Bit, and Professor Megram and Dude are gonna have their crazy conversations again. I think that's what's gonna happen.
They're gonna show 2-Bit getting in touch with Tommy, I think, though. I do think that.
I think we're gonna see that coming, and we ain't seeing. And look, I don't want to hear no more lock and keys with Professor Carey because apparently she done got pregnant by that damn Zeke. So I might be done with her anyway. If I find out that she done got pregnant by this bum looking like Bill Bellamy, I'm done. I'm out.
That's Bill Bellamy's son.
Well, that's why he looked like him.
They saying she's pregnant?
Hey, man. Hey, man.
Lock
See, look at Moot. See, Moot, you ain't getting back on this channel for a whole. You own punishment for a month. Then you own punishment. That poor woman. Daggone it.
You have Professor Megram and Professor Plagiarism. You got the.
Boy, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move along. There was another good show that came on Sunday. It was some good shows out there. And the name of this show that we all like, that we watched, was Shameless, Season 11, Episode 1. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a doozy. And let me just give you
Wait a minute. Put that photo back up. Look at Veronica's ab section. My God.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, she's a dancer, my brother. That chick stay right. She ready.
Jeez.
She ready. And the show was funny, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, you had Frank vlogging his lies. He walking down the street telling everybody that the Gallaghers owned everything all the way back from the Civil War.
He was telling big stories.
Oh my God. You know how some Anglos love to hear themselves tell stories. You had Debs trying to get her fix everything business off the ground, but somebody done made a post about her having sex with an underage girl that was 7 when really the chick was 17. You had Ian and the Mokovich marriage, and the Mokovich don't know how to manage the money. That was an issue. You had Lip and his baby mama, and I've never liked his baby mama. Something about her I just don't like. Her emotions ain't with it or something. And now he's in a situation where he done got this house, and he feels like she gets to control the purse strings. Then we get on to my boy Carl. Lord have mercy.
Carl's a mess.
Lord
Carl's a
have
straight
mercy.
up mess.
Leading back to last season with Carl. Carl was working for the garbage department of the city and the manager, and they set up this black kid robbing the house, whatever. And Carl was sworn to just, say whatever, and this guy would get him on the police force. Well, his ass got called to the court to testify, and Carl sat up there and lied, ladies and gentlemen. And then, last but not least, I got to cover this family right here. I love this family. They're some of my favorite characters on this show. Well, guess what they're doing? Not only did Kev start a gym, and Larry, did you see how slim he was? I told you he dropped a lot of weight.
I did, man. I told you he looked skinny. He looked like he might have got sick or something.
No, but he's defined. Did you see them veins in his bicep?
No, I wasn't checking that hard.
Well, hell, you checked to see that he lost weight. Hell, you
because he was so obvious because his face looked sunk in.
Oh man, he just cut his hair off. They have started not only did he start a basement gym, but they also selling marijuana, and they got the kids rolling up.
That was crazy.
They got some entrepreneurial ones though for you, because man,
they have tiny fingers.
Hey, smart. And did you see them blunts? They was perfect. Larry, talk about Shameless, episode 1 of season 11. It was better than what the trailer had alluded to.
Yeah, it was a good start to a season. It really was.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good start to a season. It was funny when he told that dude that came over from the gym. He said, just start off with the light stuff. And he was like, oh, no, I used to smoke a lot of weed when I was in college. And he was like, where'd you go to college? He was like, Ohio. They were like, nah, start off with this stuff. And he went for that gorilla weed brownie or whatever it was. And dude literally just fell straight backwards.
Oh my God, yeah, man. Or Moochie and Larry. What about the scene when the two ordinary white guys that sit in their bar that apparently don't have jobs, been sitting in that bar every season, they ate up all the brownies, ate up all the candy weed, and then went in the bathroom and got it on like they was Drew and Everett. Got it on.
Man.
Talk about that scene, Moochella.
That was crazy. I was like, they going in the store? They went right in the bathroom stall.
And got it on. And homeboy cracked the door open for him. We'll leave the light on for you. What do you think this is? The Hilton? He left the door slightly cracked, and homeboy went up in there, gave him that look like this. And then all you heard was locks in the bathroom door. Now, Larry, do you want to hold your locks up for that?
No. Let's talk about Debbie.
Yeah, let's talk about Debs. Let's talk about Debs. And
her handy woman business.
She got a business called Fix Everything, and some old fart has put her on a website saying that she messed around with a girl that was 7 when her statutory charge is for someone that was a few months younger than her that was 17. And now Deb and her baby is living with another lesbian. How do you think this thing is going to shape out for Debs, Moochella? I'll go to you first.
I don't know. She's trying to straighten it up. She got her little business. It looks like her and that girl going to start messing around.
Oh, they have. They already done messed around. That's then she living in the house. So
and she was already turned on by her mugshot.
Right. And then she went and played dress up.
I'll tell you, boy, the Gallaghers, they're quick to move people in that house. They will move their boyfriends and girlfriends in there quick. I don't know how they get them out of there so quick, but they sure as heck can get them in there quick.
Well, they get out when they start having crises. If you haven't noticed, somebody flipping out on drugs, somebody getting into a fight, her boyfriend done something stupid. Crisis get them in, and crisis get them out. Now, I asked about little Liam, and apparently Liam is not going to have a big role in this season. And I'm bothered by that, Larry, because Liam is like one of the smartest characters. Him and Lip are two of the smartest people on this show. Why do you think they're going to give Liam a little bit more airtime? Are they going to put a story around him?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a number of things. It could have been partly because of the pandemic. It could be maybe he's got other roles. I mean, he's one of those young child actors that probably has a promising future. So it could just be that he had other projects, you know?
Okay.
It could have been, I mean, for all we know, he might have a Disney movie or something coming out.
Damn.
So,
damn. He's straight like that, huh? Straight Disney.
I mean, I haven't checked his IMDb, but I'm sure he's got something in production. I mean, there's usually a reason why because they made him such an integral part of last season. I can't imagine that they just cut him out for no reason.
Right.
You know?
Right. Okay.
So I'm assuming there was something, either it was because of the pandemic and maybe his parents didn't feel comfortable with him on set all the time, or, you know, maybe he had some other movie projects or something going. So I don't know.
Okay.
But
well,
I hope they show Deb more. I like Deb. I've been liking her character more and more over the last couple seasons, and I hope they show her more.
I've been in the tank for Debs. I like Debs from season 1. I like Fiona. I like Debs. I've liked Liam when he became of age. You know, I'm attached to pretty much all of them. I think the one that I like the least is probably Ian, because he flipped out and then he's back and forth with the Mokovich. And y'all remember the season where he stole the baby?
Yeah.
But it seems like they're trying to revamp him and make him a responsible individual at this point in time. So before we talk about those two, let's talk about Ian and the Mokovich. It seems like Ian has matured and the Mokovich is still stuck in the same place. How is that going to end? I'll give it to you first, Moochella.
With him, how do I don't know. I gotta watch a little more to give a opinion on it.
Okay. Well, Larry, what do you think is going to happen between Ian and the Mokovich?
I think they're gonna make it. I think they'll make it. They're gonna fight and they're gonna fuss, but both of them are crazy. And I mean, I would be surprised if what's his name, the Malkovich kid, if he's not actually clinically crazy too, just in maybe with a different condition. But we know what's his name is actually crazy, and I think they'll make it. I think it's gonna be hard because the Malkovich kid is gonna have his parents and his other family move. I think it seems like they're gonna move in like next door or something from the previews. It seemed like his whole family's gonna be there, so that's gonna be a challenge. And I think that would be a challenge for any new married couple, And they're already living in, they're living in the house they're living in Ian's family's house. That's already got to be challenging. But I think they'll make it. They probably need to get up out of that house and go live on their own somewhere, though.
I think they'll make it, but I think they're going to have a strain. Not only are they dealing with the financial issues, but they also had that conversation about can they screw other people? And neither one of them wanted to answer the question first out of fear of having something to hold over the other one's head. So I think they're going to take them for a ride this season, and it's just a matter of where's that ride going to lead. Now let's get back to our boy Carl, Larry. Larry, I'm telling you right now, they're going to catch his ass for lying on that stand. They're going to catch him, and when they do, what do you think is going to happen?
Nothing. Carl is slippery. Carl, Carl has gotten through everything they put him through. It doesn't matter what they've tried, what they think they catch Carl doing. Carl comes out on top.
I was surprised that he became a cop, though.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I wasn't surprised about that.
I wasn't surprised at all. I was like, it made perfect sense to me. He's gonna get into the academy. He's gonna be just fine. He's gonna be just fine.
If you've been kind of watching as they let him grow, the last 3 seasons wouldn't surprise you that he becomes a cop. And that was another stereotype because there was a section when he was talking to his captain at the academy where the captain basically said, Carl, you passed all the physical stuff, but all the brain power stuff, you flunked the hell out of it. And Carl was like, well, what did I do on my DPT test? It's like, you came dead last. And so Carl ain't got a whole lot going on upstairs, but he's gritty, he's tough, and he's not a quitter. So,
but his captain say or his sergeant, whatever he said, you don't have to be a great thinker to wear the badge,
right?
So, I mean, they're basically like, we don't really care if you're a dummy as long as you're willing to run people down and kick butt. We'll have you.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens with that, ladies and gentlemen. And because we've got some people that slid in here a little late that want to talk about Power, we'll go back to Power and we'll make some final predictions on Power. We didn't really talk about Monet. We didn't really talk about what's going to happen with Monet if Kane literally walks out that door and now she's stuck with Drew and Diana. Her muscle is gone. Do you think that she would be willing to sling bullets at her son? Give it to you first, Mooch.
I think she might kill him.
Oh man,
I think that whole thing yesterday with him knocking her on the ground. If she could make a phone call and get him where he gets tuned up, I think she could do. I think she'd do it if he crosses her. Yes. Mm-hmm. She might not want to, but yeah, she might send the boyfriend to do it.
He ain't gonna cut the muscle.
He's already gonna try to manipulate him to he's talking to him in the next episode.
Yeah, but
so he might go back and tell Monet what he was saying.
You cannot send Officer Rico Suave to try to kill Kane. That's not going to happen.
I mean, it might not end well, but I'm just saying.
Okay.
And how they don't know Tommy and Ghost and all of them, and they all hustled in Queens. That's baffling me still. I can see him not knowing Tariq, but Tommy was a distro. He was giving stuff to people in Queens. How they don't know him?
Maybe they will reveal it to us later, but if they don't, I got a problem with that too. Me and Larry mentioned this a long time ago. How the hell is Tommy and Ghost probably the two biggest drug dealers in the whole entire area, and y'all don't know them? Come on.
I'm telling you, what could happen is Kane leaves and then we find out that 2-Bit knows Monet and them. He goes to see Monet and she now realizes, okay, Kane's gone. I got my new muscle. And then we have an episode with Battle of the Super Thugs, Kane versus 2-Bit, and who's going to come out on top. Or it could just be the two of them know each other. And as Kane gets pissed off and leaves, he's rolling out, sees 2-Bit on the street, was like, yo, when'd you get out? And the next thing you know, you have these two super thugs getting ready to take over Queens. And they might just go pick up the scraps of GTG.
No, man, now see,
I'm just saying, you got a whole bunch of GTG soldiers running around without their capo. They might be like, look, we got this whole clique over here ready to put some work in.
GTG.
They're probably over there hungry.
How the hell you come up with a name like GTG? Sound like a community college, man. Them dudes ain't making no noise. GTG. Them dudes ain't making no noise. They ain't doing nothing. But if they do have Monet, splintering against Kane, do you think that? I guess it's a cinch that Daddy Tejada is going to be on her side. It's a cinch, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, somehow I'm thinking that Kane's not leaving just yet. Kane might be, because his dad was telling him, look, your job is to stay in there and learn the game, so when your time comes, you can take over. And I don't think that Monet and Tejada are gonna let Drew take over, because they just know Drew's soft. Drew's I mean, he may be in that life, but he's not built for that life. He's not about that life. He doesn't want to. If you left it up to Drew and Diana would probably be up there at Stansfield, going to college and taking art classes and living that college life, just doing their thing. And
y'all see how Larry, he always fights me on issues and then he always come home. I can recall before they announced that Drew was gay and I said he was soft, and I alluded to the fact that he was gay. Larry said, well, just because he's gay and soft don't mean that he can't run the drug game. And I was like, Larry, it don't add up with this story. It don't add up.
Look at the Mexican dude.
Well,
Look at the Mexican or the Colombian dude. He was gay as hell.
I was talking about Drew and the way this story goes, not the way that story went with them. And the way this story goes, you just proved my point for me. He can't take over the reins because they made him too soft.
Well,
way too soft.
Yeah,
right now, but thanks
at the hangout with them guys with what's the group called? GTG.
GTG, get the Glock, get the gun.
But the thing is, though, you could be soft at one point, and something could happen that could change that. There are pivot points in people's lives where you are one way before that moment and you are another way after it. And there may be one of those pivotal points in Drew's life where he may have been soft and something happens and now he becomes hardened, and moving forward, we might see a different Drew. So we don't know. But I don't think that's the way it's going to go, because I think dude is just naturally soft and not built for that life. I think Diana is not built for that life. And I think the only one is Kane. And, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting to see the way it plays out. Mm-hmm. But I think ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to have all this family dissension. Tariq's going to recognize it. He's going to play all of them against each other.
Right. So, we've talked about everybody else, but really we didn't talk much about Tariq. So if we are all under the assumption that Tasha's not going to get out of jail, they're not going to be able to handcuff Tariq. What is Tariq's next move going to be? Because I think at some point in time, Tariq is going to want to go above Monet, right? He's going to want to be the biggest one in the game. So what is Tariq's next move, Muchella?
Well, he's going to get out of school early. Once he gets out of school, he's going to have the money. Then he'll have the club. He's going to try to do what his father did.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Okay. Larry, what you think?
Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a hard one.
Yeah. You don't really know where the writers are trying to go with Tariq.
Yeah.
Because right now, as bad as I hate to say it, even though the story focuses around Tariq, the last couple of episodes haven't been central casting about Tariq. Yes, the story is on Tariq, but the storylines haven't been per se about Tariq the last couple of episodes. They kind of just got him looming in the background like Thanos was looming behind the whole MCU until a moment where he strikes. So I'm trying to figure out when is going to be that moment where Tariq just strikes or make a move, because he wants to be the top dog at some point in time. I'm thinking maybe when Tasha finally gets out of jail and everything's in the clear and they link up, that might be when he tried to make a power move. I wouldn't mind seeing Tariq and 2-Bit hook up and become 22-Bit, like I said last season. I'm still holding.
Well, I said that he was going to be his distro, remember?
Yeah, you did say that. I didn't forget about that. I'm still holding out hope for that. But
yeah. Well, here's a possibility that could happen when we talk about Tariq just sort of going off and making a big move. I don't think that he would kill Monet, but I can see him putting a hit out on Tejada and taking Tejada out from behind bars. I could see Tariq making a move like that and having him taken out, and now all of a sudden Monet's left out there sort of on her own because she was protected and she's been making these moves and she's been protected because of Tejada. Once Tejada's out the picture, now she's vulnerable. And now she has to really make moves on her own and prove she can hold that game down on her own. And maybe she can, maybe she can't. But I can see something like that happening. Well, and that could be a big move for Tariq.
Tasha would have to have something to do with it.
Well, not necessarily Moochie, because the thing that we forget about is Tariq, as much as we want to pick on him for being wet behind the ears, he has some smarts. He linked up with Braden because he saw firsthand what white privilege and being friends with white privilege can get you. And even in this past episode, the cop mentioned the range and the pull of the Braden family, the Weston family. So who's to say that Tariq can't use that to do something to somebody in jail? And not to mention, he's still got Stearns on his side as well. So whereas we're thinking that the street dudes got things on lock, Tariq has white privilege on lock and is at the controls of the helm of white privilege, and might, if something happens bad enough, convince Braden to get somebody in his privileged sector to do something to them people in jail and take folks out.
Yeah, people in the comment section saying no way Tariq's going to jail. I'm not suggesting that Tariq will go to jail to get at Tejada. I'm thinking that Tariq is going to pay somebody to take out Tejada.
Right.
Anybody can be got to. It's just, if you, huh?
I said he didn't even visit his mother yet, so he hasn't even set foot in a jail.
Well, no, but I'm not talking about him going to jail. I'm talking about Tariq paying someone to take out Tejada. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about Tariq going to jail and then taking out Tejada. That would be foolishness. I'm talking about Tariq actually paying someone to take Tejada out. Okay. That's the kind of stuff that Tariq does. Tariq will get his hands dirty if he needs to, but we can see Tariq is not the type that's going to go get his hands dirty unnecessarily. He stood right there and learned the game from two of the best. He learned the game from his dad, and three of the best: his dad, his mom, and from his Uncle Tommy. So.
Yep. And from now on,
so this dude has. He may be an undergrad right now, but the dude already has a PhD in drug dealing.
Yep. And he did not major in lock and keys, even though in that conversation
See,
they
that
was
was
having
you brought that
yesterday.
up that time.
No, but no.
I've been pretty good tonight. I only brought it up in the beginning.
Well, did y'all catch the name of the philosopher that they was talking about when Carrie did her speech?
I was not gonna say anything. But
Yes, y'all was. I know a whole lot of y'all that follow this channel was thinking of picking on me when the professor was talking about the philosopher named Locke. and she asked Tariq a question.
And of all people to talk about Locke.
See, here you go. See,
oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us. We'll be back on Wednesday. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, check out Larry. Be on the lookout for Muchella. We're trying to get her across the finish line and getting her channel started. And we'll be back with an array of content on Wednesday night. Hit me on Instagram. Hit Larry on Instagram. Hit me on Facebook at the Life Games page. You got any comments?
Wait. Before we get out of here, man, we had a couple of super chatters in there. We can't just leave them out there.
Oh, yeah. Let me see here. 703 was one. Mike Willie was one. And let me give you, let's see here. I'll give you this one because we like that.
Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
Who am I?
Sure enough.
I can't hear you.
Sure enough.
The Shogun of Harlem.
You know what? I'm too through with y'all with these lock and keys. We even got other YouTubers up here shouting me out lock and keys. Goodbye, y'all. We'll see y'all on Wednesday. Peace.